Hello everyone, welcome back to Rankers Up. Guys, in this session, we are going to solve some of the spotting error sentences, spotting error questions, which are particularly depending upon superfluous expressions, right? Let us try to solve some of the questions based on superfluous expressions, right? What is a superfluous expression? First of all, the question arises, right? Guys, a superfluous expression is the word superfluous itself means you are using something more than necessarily, right? You can see the word superfluous itself means unnecessarily, especially through being more than enough, right? Now what is the meaning of superfluous expression? Now if you are taking a sentence, if you are writing a sentence or speaking a sentence or reading it, right, when you are reading that sentence, if you find a word which gives a sense, it will definitely have a sense of it. If you are finding one more word in that very same sentence which is giving the same meaning which the earlier word has given, if such word is used again, if such phrase is used again, if it is used twice, if the expression is giving same meaning, if two words are giving the same meaning, then such sentences are said to be superfluous expressions, right? Now superfluous simply means you are using words unnecessarily. You have used it already and you are using it again. That is not necessary. So such errors are very frequently asked in exams. So in this session, we are going to shed some light upon solving superfluous expressions and just locating them, right? And spotting errors based on superfluous expressions, right? Superfluous expressions, you call it like that, or you can call it like redundant sentences also. Redundant, the sentence containing redundancy also, right? Now, as you can see, there is an example written in this slide. Guys, what does it say? Steve Smith returned back from England. Now I definitely want you to focus upon one part of the sentence here, right? That one part of the sentence is actually Smith returned back. What can you see here? It is returned back, right? Now what do I mean by return back? Guys, the word itself, return, the word return itself means to come back, right? The word return itself has the preposition back in its meaning. Then unnecessarily you are using the word back with it. If you think about it for a while, guys, you'll definitely understand that usage of back along with return is 200% not necessary, right? You can understand that. You can definitely say Steve Smith returned from England. That's it. Return means he came back from England, right? So you never use back with return. So such sentences, such expressions are known as superfluous expressions. Now we are supposed to find errors based on superfluous expressions, right? Let's do it. Now guys, I have some of the questions which are given in previous year exams. Let us solve those questions together, right? Guys, try to solve the question first, right? Pause the video, then think of the answer, then cross check the answer with me, right? A question is given, pause the video, go through the sentence. I hope you got the answer, right? Because the logic is pretty clear now. You have to find any word which is used unnecessarily twice, right? Kind of the word which is giving the same meaning of the other word, right? Now the consensus opinion is that Shasha dug his own grave. Let me tell you guys, if this sentence is given directly to a person who doesn't know what superfluous sentence is, what superfluous expression is, he won't be able to answer this question at all, right? Why? Because this sentence is grammatically correct, but it is superfluous, it is redundant. Why? Guys, in this sentence there is a word used in the sentence, that is consensus. You can see this, right? Consensus. What is the meaning of consensus? The word consensus itself means a collective opinion. We're talking about a group of people and their opinion collectively. Consensus always means an opinion of group of people, right? A collective opinion, right? Now if you are talking about collective opinion, you're talking about opinion, right? The word consensus itself shows opinion of collective people, a group of people. Then why the hell are you using opinion again? See, the word itself has the meaning of opinion in it. You are unnecessarily using it. If a person is aware of the meaning of consensus, he would definitely recognize that this sentence contains superfluous expression, right? So the expression which is used, the consensus as opinion, is definitely incorrect. So simply drop opinion from the sentence would be correct, right? Now guys, understand now, consensus itself means to collective opinion or general opinion, right? Opinion of many people. Now we are talking about many people and their opinion, obviously, so we never use consensus along with opinion. We generally say consensus, that's it. So what is the correct way of using it? The consensus is that, simply say the consensus is that Shasha dug his own grave. So error lies in which part of the sentence? The error lies in part A of the sentence. So that's how you work on the sentences, guys. Okay, keep working. The second sentence comes now, right? Here we go. You have a second sentence, but I hope you got the answer. We'll cross check it now. Okay, what is written? Well, this is somewhat easy now. The job gets easier when you know what the concept is, right? The Chief Minister kindly requested the people to stay at home in the wake of coronavirus. Well, really, yeah, now we are in the midst of coronavirus and it's a really troubled time, right? Yeah, we have taken an example which is quite related to coronavirus now. See guys, the Chief Minister kindly requested the people to stay at home in the wake of coronavirus. What do you think is wrong with this sentence? Well guys, what is the word used in this sentence, guys? You can see this is a request. You're talking about a request in sentence. A request is always made in a kind manner. A request is always made in a polite manner. Formally, it is made formally, right? The meaning of the word request itself is an act of asking politely or formally, obviously. So you would never say the Chief Minister politely requested, kindly requested, formally requested. We never do that, and we should not, because the word request itself is polite, it itself is kind, right? So obviously you don't use kindly along with request. If you use it, that is gonna become redundant. So obviously what is wrong in this sentence? The only thing wrong in this sentence is kindly. Don't use it. So directly say the Chief Minister requested the people to stay at home in the wake of coronavirus. As simple as that. So the error lies in which part of the sentence? The error lies in part B of the sentence, and that is going to be the answer, right? Okay, let us move on, right? Try to solve question number 3. I hope you got the answer already, right? Okay, how much time forgive me guys how much time do you spend with your spouse, wife? Well guys, if you really know the meaning of the word spouse here, you'll definitely understand what's wrong with this sentence. The word spouse itself means a husband, a person who is a husband or wife of somebody. Spouse itself shows that it is a husband or wife. You are never supposed to use spouse wife and spouse husband. See guys, such questions are pretty simple, and these questions are very frequently asked because many a times people often use their grammatical knowledge to find the error in the sentence, or they think about anything else rather than that, right? Now the only thing that you need to answer this question is common sense and the meanings of some of these words in the sentence. So no, you need to know the meaning of spouse in this sentence, otherwise you won't be able to understand what's wrong with the sentence. And you have to understand what is the meaning of consensus, otherwise you won't get it, right? So similarly guys, usage of spouse wife or spouse husband is not gonna be correct. What's the correct way of using it then? It's quite simple. How much time do you spend with your spouse? Stop it there, right? You don't have to do anything else. So obviously error lies in which part of the sentence? It lies in part C. So that's gonna be your answer, right? So this is how we answer. See guys, the explanation is written. If any one of you have not got it, see, someone's spouse is a person they are married to. Simple as that, right? So you never say spouse husband, spouse wife, please, right? Okay, let's move on. Move with question number 4. Try to answer this question, guys. Since polygamy is not unusual in that country, don't be surprised if you encounter men with more than one consort wives. Again, a sentence which is quite close to the sentence that we have solved just earlier, right? Previously, question number 3 said spouse wife usage or spouse husband usage is not going to be correct. Similar to that, if you really know the meaning of the word consort, you would find the mistake in this sentence. See, the sentence is pretty lengthy, right? Now we generally have a tendency of finding mistakes based on grammar, so we go with the grammar, we go with the flow actually, right? Since polygamy is not unusual, so is used, present tense is used. I have to use present tense in this sentence, and conditional is also used. So we generally have a tendency of focusing on complex things in the exams because we think like complex questions will only be asked in the exams. Well, these kind of questions are also asked which are checking your common sense, right? So what is the meaning of consort? The meaning of consort itself tells you that it is a husband or wife, but it should be a husband or wife of a ruler, mind it, right? If you're talking about a husband or wife of a ruler, then you're going to use consort there. So if you're talking about a king, if you say the consort of king, that is going to be queen. If you're talking about consort of queen, that is going to be a king, obviously, right? So such words are involved in the sentence. Consort is involved, so consort is used along with wives, which is 100% unnecessary. So in this sentence I am not going to use wives. So what is the meaning of the entire sentence? If someone that did not get the sense of the entire sentence, let me clarify, guys. Since polygamy is not unusual in that country, don't be surprised if you encounter men with more than one consort wives. That is used, right? So simply use one consort, full stop, end there, right? So what is the meaning of polygamy? First of all, guys, gamo will always show women, female, right? Now if you ever say monogamous or polygamous, you would definitely be talking about a person having one wife or more than one wife. If you say monogamy, the person will be married to only one woman, right? If he has more than one connections, wives, more than one wives, then we are gonna say that person is not monogamous, he is polygamous, right? Polygamy, since polygamy is not unusual in that country, so if we are talking about a particular country wherein a person marrying more than one wife or more than one female, right? More than one female is not unusual, it is found everywhere. A person will be definitely having more than one wife. So let us go back to a medieval time, right? In the history, if you go back to medieval time, every king used to have more than one wife, right? So if you're talking about such country, so polygamy is not unusual. Don't be surprised if you encounter men with more than one consort. That's it. The meaning is, you don't have to be surprised if you find one person with 10 wives, right? Simple as that. So consort itself shows wife or husband of a queen or a king. So simply don't use consort husband or consort wife. As simple as that. So error lies in which part of the sentence? Part D of the sentence. Okay, I hope you have spotted error in question number 5. So what does the sentence say? Just suppose if you were me, what would you do? Guys, the answer of this sentence is pretty simple. It is simple to understand. More often in our spoken language, we make this mistake of using if along with suppose, which is 100% wrong, guys. Because suppose is used, suppose the word suppose is used to show a condition which is not true, right? A condition which is not true. If I am talking about something which is not true, I'll use suppose there, right? It is not true. It is imaginary. It is 100% not true. So if while talking about conditions, I can use suppose, right? I will believe it as of now, but it is not true, right? So I can use suppose. Similarly, I can use if also to talk about a condition which is not true. If also shows a condition which is not true, that is also not showing the same expression. So obviously suppose is never used with if. It is going to be a redundant expression, right? So either say just suppose you were me, other say if you were me directly. You can't say just if, so simply say if you were me. That is correct. Otherwise say just suppose you were me. Now these are the possible expressions. Anyway, the error lies in part A. Now guys, let us try to understand the sentence in detail now. What other concepts are related in this sentences? Guys, in this sentence some other concepts are also involved. They are, guys, if is used in the sentence, right? Now you're talking about a condition, so it becomes a conditional sentence. So that there are 3 conditionals in English language, right? First conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. What is first conditional, what is second conditional, and what is third conditional? Guys, first conditional is used always in simple present tense, right? So first conditional will contain if along with simple present, and second conditional will always contain if along with simple past tense, not simple present. It is going to be simple past tense, right? Okay, there is one more, that is third conditional. Third conditional, it contains past perfect tense along with if, past perfect tense, right? Okay guys, I'm gonna give you a brief brief details of usage of conditional sentences. If you use first conditional sentence, if contains simple present tense, right? And the main clause contains will, shall, or can, may plus V1, possible will plus V1, shall plus V1, etc., right? If you're talking about second conditional, you'll be using simple past tense, and the main clause will contain if plus simple past. The main clause will contain would, should, could, might plus V1. That is the structure, right? Past with past, right? There is one more, third conditional. If you use past perfect tense along with if, the main clause must contain would have, should have, could have, might have kind of things, right? Now in this sentence, what is the tense used along with if? Right, I'm checking conditional structure now, right? So did I use simple present tense, a past tense, a past perfect tense here? You have to understand, guys. If you verb is used, verb is a B form, there is no main verb present in the sentence. If there is no main verb, if there is no V3, you can't frame a sentence in past perfect, so it is not perfect, past perfect. It is not the third conditional. Only two left, first or second, right? So is it first or is it second? Verb signifies simple present tense or simple past tense. Verb always signifies past tense, so it simply means it is not simple present tense also, so it belongs to second class, right? So second conditional will contain would, should, could, right? So did I use would in the sentence? Yes. So would is also used. That simply means the sentence is correct according to conditional structure, but there is a mistake, which is suppose if, and this mistake is actually raising from superfluous category, right? So even if you're talking about thinking about some of the things which are complex in this sentence, very complex, you're not finding the mistake, that is correct, right? But the error is given which contains very basic thing, right? Suppose along with if is definitely not necessary. You can say simply just suppose you were me, right? So both the words are giving same sense. Remove it. So never ever use suppose along with if in your spoken language also from today onwards, right? Okay guys, let us move to question number 6 now. Question number 6 says he was wounded at Wagram. Try to answer this question, guys. First check it now. Okay, he was wounded at Wagram and distinguished during the period of operation in Italy in 1813 and 14. That is it, right? 1830 to 14. Alright, what's wrong in this sentence, guys? These were all previous year questions. Well, in this sentence, the only mistake lying in the sentence is actually period usage is done in the sentence, right? Period is used, and you're talking about the period of operation in Italy, right? And in front of the word period, just guys preceding the word period, you can find during. See, during. Now understand, during is a word which is used to talk about an action which is in progress actually, right? If I say during, the action will be happening, right? If I say during the war, that means whatever is happening in the time of war, I'm talking about that, the action which is in continuation while the war is on, right? So during will always show that I'm talking about a time, right? During is always a time expression. So what's the problem with during along with period? Guys, during will never go with period because during is definitely a time expression. You're talking about time period 100%. You don't have to say during period again. So never ever say during the period of operation. Don't say that. Simply say during the operation. You don't have to say period because period also shows time. Period nothing but time period. Yes or no? Obviously, but during is also showing time, right? You're talking about period, which is also time, sign of time. So obviously don't use these two. They don't go together. So period should be eliminated. You can directly say he was wounded at Wagram and distinguished during the operation. Period of is not necessary. Or else you should not also say during the period of operation is not correct anyway. You can not also say during the operation period. That is also not correct. If a sentence is written along with during, involving during, so you're not going to use period in it again. So as simple as that. So understand guys, during the period of operation is not correct. The red one is not correct. The period of is written, right? Period of is should be eliminated. And you can also not say during the operation period. Period, the red one should be gone, right? So it should be during the operation or during the operation. That's it. No period. During the operation. So guys, so the word period will never go with during. This is 100% superfluous, redundant, right? Let us move to question number 7. Now I hope the things are pretty easy now. Guys, try to solve this question. Alex threw her out with bag and baggage. What is the problem with this sentence? It is quite a small sentence, right? It is very small sentence. Well, there is an error. Actually, in this sentence, you might be wondering what bag and baggage is, right? Guys, let me tell you, bag and baggage is an idiomatic expression. It's an idiom which simply means with all your belongings. If I say bag and baggage, an idiom, if I use it in a sentence, I mean to say with all your belongings, right? So in the meaning of bag and baggage, idiom itself, you find the word with, preposition with, right? So you're not supposed to use preposition with again. So whenever you are going to use idiom bag and baggage to talk about all the belongings, please don't use with in that sentence. You don't have to. You can directly say Alex threw her out bag and baggage. That is the way of using bag and baggage idiom in the sentence. So generally people have a tendency of saying with the bag, right? So they insert with there, intentionally, which is not necessary, but they do it, right? That which is not correct. So Alex threw her out bag and baggage. So error lies in which part, guys? It lies in part B. Now try to solve question number 8. Was it possible that he was equally as interested as me in Mary? I hope you got the answer already, because this is pretty easy to understand. Guys, you're talking about something equal, right? You have used a word called equally, and you are also using a combination called as. Can you see this? Yes, guys, let me remind you something now. As is actually a combination used to talk about things lying on the same ground, which are equal. When you are intended to talk about things lying on the same ground or equal things, we use as. For example, Satish is as good as me, or as good as I, to be precise, right? Satish is as good as I. When I say that Satish and I lie on the same ground, I am as good as he, equally good, right? So when I am intended to talk about things happening equally, I can either use as or else I can use a word called equally to give this sense, right? So these two things will never go together. You can either use equally or use as, but not both in a sentence. So obviously, was it possible that he was equally as interested as is not correct. So you do one thing now. What can I do? Guys, as usage is not necessary, because you have already used equally, right? So you're talking about things lying on the same ground, equal nature, right? So you don't have to use as again, you know that. So you do one thing now. Simply drop this as. One as is gone now. There is one more as, which serves as the conjunction to join the things. It's okay, right? Now read the sentence once. Was it possible that he was equally interested as me in Mary? That's how it goes, guys. So usage of as could also be correct. Equally is used. For that reason, I'm not using as combination. So as should be eliminated. So where is the error? Error lies in part B. Okay, so you can also say, wait, was it possible that he was as interested as me in Mary? That is also correct. That is also 200% correct. So guys, so simply drop as and make the sentence correct. Next, let us move to question number 9. Peter's family was forced to flee away with his few trusted advisors. This is given. What is the error? Well, you might have found it already. What can you find in the sentence? Flee along with away is used, right? What is the meaning of the word flee? You understand? The word flee itself means to run away. See guys, what is written here? Run away. The word flee, in the meaning of the word flee itself, I can find a preposition called away. So I am not supposed to use away along with flee. It is going to be redundant. It is going to be superfluous if you use it. So even if you have a tendency of speaking such sentences, please avoid them. Make the corrections from today onwards. Okay, so such expressions are repeatedly asked in exams because you make those mistakes while speaking in your day-to-day lives. That's the problem. So guys, in this sentence, the problem is Peter's family was forced to flee away is not necessary. So you can directly say Peter's family was forced to flee. That's it. That means they were forced to run away. That's it. So flee is used, not with away. So Peter's family was forced to flee with his few trusted advisors. That's how it goes, right? Try to go through this sentence, guys. Try to answer this question. Well, I hope you have answered it. Let us cross check it now. Okay, the last sentence. In conclusion, it is of utmost importance to reiterate again the differences between the Hebrew cosmology and the Mesopotamian cosmogony is used. Well, guys, what is the problem in this sentence? Well, the sentence is looking lengthy, but the answer of this sentence can be found with minimum awareness of English language. Guys, use common sense now. What is used? Reiterate again is used in this sentence. Guys, let me tell you, there are some words. I'll show the list of words starting with re. Re is the prefix, right? So if I say recast, I'm talking about casting again, retell, telling again, right? So the word re will always show that something is going to happen again. So in this sentence, what is the problem? Reiterate is used. That means you're going to iterate again, right? In conclusion, it is of utmost importance to reiterate. That simply means iterating again. So you are not supposed to use the word preposition again in that sentence. If you find a word containing re in a sentence, please don't use again in it. Again, please don't do that. Okay, so reiterate again is the mistake in this sentence. I'm going to give some of the words belonging to the same category. So please, guys, go through these words. They are written and they all start with re. They share the same, connection. See, guys, it is starting with the re, right? Re prefix is same, re, right? Reborn. See, guys, reborn means taking birth again, right? Repeat, right? Repeating means it itself is repeating, right? So repeat again is not going to be correct. Recast, right? Casting again is it itself contains again, so don't say recast again. Regain again, no, not correct. Rearrange again, don't do that. Arrange again itself is rearrange, right? So obviously, so all these words are not going to take word again, so usage of again is not going to be correct with this list. So I hope you have learned how to solve errors based on superfluous expressions. So guys, if you find this video helpful, please try to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and if you find anything difficult in this video, if you have any doubt, please comment down in the comment section, right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon for further notifications. Download the Rankers app now for full courses.